Tonight at Charlestown, let's handicap races 10 and 11 here on the podcast. Let's start with the 10th. It is the Charlestown Oaks, 3-year-old fillies, of course. 7 furlongs at Charlestown starts at the head of the lane, and it's only a 3/4-mile bull ring, so it's a 2-turn 7 furlongs. Inside post can have some advantage in these type of races. We've got a full field in here with an also eligible as well. Impel is expected to scratch out of this race and run in a stakes race, the Captain Sophia at Parks, a prep to the Cotillion on Saturday. So let's take a look at your picks for the Charlestown Oaks, Jeff, race 10.
I ended up with Holland Ice. She's never been worse than second in 7 starts. Career top number in her most recent race at this 7 furlong distance, although that was a 1-turn 7 furlong race at Gulfstream in the Azalea. She's got a great style where she can go to the front, and if you give her the lead, she's probably going to win. But if not, she doesn't have to be there. She can sit second, third, or fourth, or even fifth, as she did in her most recent start. And as many horses do when they get transferred to the Safi Joseph Jr. barn, they tend to get faster, and she has. So I think that she's she's here to win, and a $750,000 race. It's a 2-turn race, as you pointed out. She's never been two turns. I don't think that's going to affect her at all. No. She's got a long run to the clubhouse turn. She could draft in and make the lead if nobody goes. If not, she's happy to sit second or third. Pedigree-wise, she should stay the trip. I mean, 2 turns. It's not. It's a sprint 2 turns. Like I said, I don't think that's an issue at all for Holland Ice. I think she continues to win, and I'm not sure how short a price she'll be. She's 7-2 on the morning line. She won't be that, but I think she's good. And the way Safi's been going everywhere, I mean, there's no reason to think she won't run at least as well, if not better, than she did in her most recent race.
Let's go back and take a listen to that one. This is the Azalea from Gulfstream with Pete Aiello.
Our Harper Rose throws up the white flag, and Holland Ice sets sail for the money, 4 lengths to the good. Musia is now second, Candy Gray down the center. Our Harper Rose backpedals badly as Holland Ice draws off smartly. Holland Ice, the Arkansas-bred daughter of Cold Front, running up the score under Abisael Jaramillo. They win the Azalea by 6.
Now, the horse I think could put a stop to this Irad Ortiz charge that Jeff has as Holland Ice is the Jose Ortiz steered filly, Princess Madison. She's also inside speed in post number 2. She was dominant at Churchill in 109 and change and breaking her maiden 2 starts back. She came back and doubled down with a win at Saratoga going 6 furlongs. I like the inside. I like the speed, and she's got 2 really sharp workouts since then. Sharpness is going to be key here with the run to the first turn, the clubhouse turn. You don't want to get hung wide in this big field of 10. So the 2, Princess Madison, the 4, Holland Ice, both have early speed, good post positions to take advantage of. This could be an Ortiz brother exacta, and Jeff and I are on either side of the brotherly rivalry in that one in the Charlestown Oaks. I'll take the 2, Princess Madison, and Jeff's got the 4 in here, Holland Ice.
Well, the race might be determined by who beats who to the clubhouse turn, too.
Correct.
Princess Madison coming off a sharp race. She's actually a little faster on numbers than Holland Ice, and she's only had 4 starts. She could have a lot more improvement in her as would and could Holland Ice. I can see that pick as Holland Ice is one to worry about the most. And I agree. It's an Ortiz brothers exacta one way or the other.
Safi Joseph Jr.'s got one of the major players that we talked about in the Oaks. He's got the major player to talk about in the Charlestown Classic. That's where we head next in race number 11. It's the defending champ in the Charlestown Classic, that being Skippy Longstocking. Skippy Longstocking, the likely favorite here, even money in the morning line. Jeff, he was good in this race last year. His form has been solid again this year. Do we expect the same kind of effort that we saw a year ago? Let's take a look at that, and you'll tell me if you think he can repeat.
But in the meantime, it's Skippy Longstocking, Tyler Gaffalione sitting chilly, yet to ask Skippy for his best. He comes to the top of the stretch with a 4-length lead. Call Me Fast comes 4 wide off the turn. Dash Attack, Muad'Dib fights on, but as they come down to the 16th pole, it's Skippy Longstocking, and he's run them off their feet. Skippy Longstocking takes them all the way in the Charlestown Classic, romps home by 5.
Tyler Gaffalione aboard last year. It's Jose Ortiz this time around for Safi Joseph Jr. Could be a big night for Ortiz. We'd expect these guys who come down from a day at Saratoga at Charlestown, they're not coming down if they don't have live mounts, and they certainly do. Ortiz does have it with the defending champ.
I don't know about even money. He's even money in the morning line. That doesn't look like as much of a gamble there. But he wasn't up to winning the Whitney. I don't hold that against him. He ran hard in that race, and He gave it his best. He's just not good enough to beat Arthur's right. But I can tell you this: horses for courses is a major handicapping angle for me. The problem is you have the ultimate horses for course in here in Coastal Mission. So,
Yeah.
I don't think Coastal Mission is as good as Skippy's Long Stocking on their best day.
Mhm.
Coastal Mission actually hasn't been back to Charlestown for a while. He's been competing in some really good races. If you look at his form, nothing wrong with the second place finish in the Nehru last time out. That was going 7/8. Mile and eighth is, maybe a little farther than he really wants to run against this group, but he's still a very good horse, and he's going to be happy to come home. I think it's going to be interesting to see if Skippy Longstocking, he's had some hard races, can come back and repeat his best race. I think Coastal Mission will run his race. The question is, based on numbers, he's not as good as Skippy's Longstocking if they both show up with their A game. So that's the race. I think those two. It's a good race to watch. I'm not sure about betting Skippy Longstocking though at anywhere close to even money. That's not the kind of price I want to take on a horse like him.
Yeah, Coastal Mission at 7/8 to Charlestown. Yeah, then you think maybe he could beat some of the out-of-towners coming in, but at a mile and an eighth, that'll probably stretch him a little too far. He did win the West Virginia Breeders' Classics against State Breds, going the mile and an eighth. That was 153 and change. These horses are going to run like 151, 152. So you're going to have to go much faster over a mile and an eighth than he did in winning the Classic. We'll see if he can, that being Coastal Mission. I'm going to throw another horse into the mix here to talk about in the Charlestown Classic. That is Velocitor. The reason I like this horse coming off a third in the Cornhusker, the runner-up in that race, Unload, came back to win the Governor's Cup at Remington Park last week. Pretty live race, the Governor or the Cornhusker, but it's the race 3 starts back for Velocitor that interests me for this Gary Scherer trainee. He won the Bosselman Gus Fawner, and Fawner Park is a bull ring, and that's the big race where they get the best horses in the Midwest to kind of come up and run over the bull ring. That's as close as we have to the Charlestown Classic, I think, in some other parts of the country in terms of the circumference of the racetrack, the configuration of the way the race is run. This horse ran one of the best races of his career at Fawner Park. Velocitor could like the bull ring and might be a good matchup here. Like Skippy Longstocking, like you want to have in this race, he has a nice pressing style. He doesn't have to go to the front. He's not going to go to the front, but he's not going to be far off of it. And you got to stay in shouting range going around 3 turns here at Charlestown. They're going to start on the back stretch, make, the first turn, then clubhouse turn, and then 4 turn again. So I think Velocitor's got a shot in here under David Cohen. I'm going to give that one a chance in there, but you got to beat Skippy Longstocking. No doubt about that. Bill Mott has Ben Duke coming in, a horse who ran in Dubai World Cup back in 2023. Of course, Mott won this race a couple years ago with Art Collector a time or two. So certainly a quality runner there, and Mott knows what it takes to bring a horse to Charlestown to win the big one. So that's our look at the Charlestown Oaks and Classic for Friday night.